All right, hey, this is Act 2 of the podcast. We're getting right back into it. If you missed Act 1, go back and listen to that thing. Otherwise, this isn't going to make any sense. Okay, see ya. While we wait for that, Chris in Buffalo says favorite band/bands. I don't really have one. I guess whatever I'm listening to that makes me go, yeah, this is great. I like, you know, there's just about, when it comes to rock music, I love everything but the shit that Nick likes. Old school metal, yeah. I love that stuff. Ronnie James Dio, Rainbow, Black Sabbath. Hair bands. I was a huge fan growing up, and I still am, of the band The Who. I love the Beatles. Iron Maiden. No. I've never liked that. I've never liked them that much. There's a song that they do called Run to the Hills that I like. There's a song that Iron Maiden does called some minutes to midnight, 2 minutes to midnight. Okay? And one of the lines in that song is to kill the unborn in the womb. What? Shut up, you asshole. Donut Dances, what is your favorite radio skit of all time that you were part of? You mean like my favorite moment on the radio? I don't know. There was a lot where, you know, just a funny moment. You know that the jokes are landing. I'll have to think about that one. What does your Spotify Wrapped look like? So, yeah, it looks excellent. I think I shared it on social media. I wonder if I can get to it here. I'll probably get some type of YouTube ticket or Twitch ticket if I play it, though. It did say that the average listener age for the music is 70. So I listen to really old shit, I guess. I don't know how to access it on here. Like, I'm looking at Spotify right now, and I don't even know, like, how do I get to it? Do any of you know? Can tell me? Let's see. Yeah, I don't even know how to do it. Your top songs 2025. Ring of Fire by Social Distortion is my top song. And the reason why that is because every time I open the app, it just starts playing. I barely even know that song. So I don't even know why that is. But I like the features. I mean, I like how they do it. So my top songs of 2025, Running Back to Saskatoon by the Guess Who. Angry by the Rolling Stones. A lot of the songs that I listen to, no one knows what they are. And isn't that like what Spotify is supposed to be like anyway? So I'm not even sure how to add. Top screen should say Wrapped. I don't see it. All I see is the top songs. My Spotify Wrapped. When I did that, nutsack opened up with, it looks like a couple of boobs. All right. Yeah, it just plays a song. I don't want to do that. Anyway, thank you so much, though. You got it. That's it, I think. Ha ha, LMAO. My playlist says I am dead. Tchaikovsky, Chopin, Debussy. I love Debussy. Was it Debussy? Yeah, if I click on top songs, it's just... Don't they send you like a thing with all like, you can click on it and it kind of walks you through it and gives you statistics like how many minutes and hours that you've listened. That's what I want to play. Oh, well, if you figure it out, let me know. By the way, while I sit here, Man Bun Chris says, I think it's mobile only. All right, that makes sense. While I sit here, my phone is going crazy. For the fantasy football league that I'm in, apparently a conversation has started, and there's 10 people in it. And so now my phone is totally losing its mind. Year number 3 of fantasy football. I'm back in the playoffs. I never have left. I've been in the playoffs every single year that I've played. This is Maureen's sign. And Becca Shea says, I love near-death stories. Rebecca then says, I like to think that when I dream about lost loved ones, that it's their way of stopping by to say hello. I get scared. I have dreams of like loved ones, and they fucking freak me out. I hate it. Stay in heaven. Get out of my brain. I'll see you when it's time to see you. All right? Now is not the time. Stay up there. Mind your own business. Maureen says, our mother's sign is rainbows. Day of her funeral was the coldest day of the year in January, like 20 below zero. She sent a beautiful rainbow. Yesterday at the cemetery, we saw multiple rainbows. It was crazy. She was telling us Paul is with them in heaven. My God. Oh, the tears. They must have been intense. Jesus. That's great. All right. If you have any more questions on an Eric Zane Show podcast, ask me anything, by all means. Have you ever, do you know anyone who has ever been a victim of sextortion? I actually know someone who was a victim of sextortion. You don't know them. That's all I'll say. So it would be like if somebody texted and said, hey, you look cute. I saw you at the gym. Here's a nude picture of me. Can you send me a picture of your crank? And then you send them a picture of your crank. And then they say, all right, this is a scam. You owe me $500, or I'm going to make these visible to everyone on the planet, and then everyone will know that you sent me your dick. It's very important that, especially with young people, that if this happens to young people in your family, you tell them, look, you need to get your dick out there. You need to make your dick visible to the community so that when you do get busted for this by some scammer in Nigeria, you go ahead and you send them your dick pic, and then it has no value because your dick is already everywhere. That is the only way to combat this type of sextortion. So you give the kid the phone. Say, all right, now go ahead and take a picture of your dick and send it to everybody you know. Teachers, relatives, grandma and grandpa, everybody on the athletic team. Get your dick out there. Because you're going to fall victim to this, where some scammer is going to say, hey, I'm a hot chick, send me your dick. You're going to do that. And then you think of hot, and then it's some guy named Mabu Click Click in Kenya or Senegal or wherever, and he says, you're going to give me your money. You say, well, no, I'm not. And they say, well, we're going to tell everybody. I say, yeah, well, that's fine. They already have my dick. So you're now sending them something that I've already sent them. Do it, please. I want you to show everybody my dick. This is the only way to combat this. The problem is young people are sending their penises. And then the bad guy, they haven't made their dick visible to the world. And then the sextortionist says, you're going to give me some money. And then they don't. They say, I don't have any money. And then, shockingly enough, young people are like, this is the end of the world. And they, take their own life. I know this just took a terrible turn, but this is very, very real. This has happened multiple times, particularly young men. You have to make sure, either don't give your kid a phone, which is horrible, or give them the phone and take extra steps to make sure that that kid is safe. Now, you can impress upon them the dangers of what happens when you share your dick with a rando. Okay? But they're probably going to do it anyway. Donut Dan says, do those people actually try to send those pictures out, or are they just trying to get them to send money? I think, I don't know. It's been a while. When I used to do sextortion, I would never send them out. Nick, Black Belt Nick says, I solved that problem by running the naked mile at U of M spring of 2000. Good to know. Good to know. Why does this come up? This poor dude, there's several of them in this story. The New York Post just ran a story about this exact thing. Teen dies 3 hours after being sextorted as nefarious international groups like 764, that's a group, target U.S. kids. Poor kid in West Virginia. Everything I've said happened to him. And yeah, he ended up taking his life. It was very, very sinister. November 6th of this year, he ate a meal. Mom made tacos. It was taco day. Ate the tacos. Shot some baskets. At 4:37, he received a text from a strange number. 3 hours later, he's dead in Dad's man cave. Gunshot wound. Kid's dad says, they say it's suicide, but in my book, it's murder. These are godless demons, in my opinion, just cowards, awful individuals, worse than criminals. Bryce, victim of sextortion. Online scammers scour public social media profiles to learn about a teen. Then they pose as a flirtatious peer. They acted like a local 17-year-old girl. They knew which gym he worked out at. They knew a couple of his best friends and name dropped them. They knew he played basketball for so-and-so high school. They built his trust to where he believed that this was truly somebody in his area. The photos Bryce received were not AI generated, but most likely of a real girl who was another victim. Scammers then ask for illicit photos in return, and once they have them, extort the victim for money by threatening to show the pics to family and friends. For Bryce, they wanted $500. My son had $30 freaking dollars. He's like, sir, I'll give you my $30. These cowards wouldn't take it. My God. I can't even imagine. If the target doesn't have the money to send via untraceable methods like gift cards, cryptocurrency, or apps like Cash App or Venmo, the extortionists threaten violence and, in Bryce's alleged case, outright encourage victim to kill themselves because your life is already over, quote. In the last 20 minutes of Bryce's life, he was messaged 120 times, a tactic to keep teens feverishly engaged. So you take the fact that it's a soft-headed boy, panic-stricken that everybody's going to see his dick, and then boom. The FBI has seen a huge increase in the number of sextortion cases involving young people and teens being threatened and coerced into sending explicit messages online. In 2022, 16-year-old Walker Montgomery did this. Story nearly identical to Bryce's. Turned out to be a Nigerian scam. Boy, you know how Canada is known for hockey? Nigeria is known for scams. So that's like that nation should actually be. You know how Trump went after the Somalis? Trump, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes after all of Nigeria based on something like this. That same year, 16-year-old Wayne Sheffer of Montana, 17-year-old Ryan Last of California, 17-year-old Jordan DeMay of Michigan, all took their lives after being contacted by East Africa-based scammers who had proxies operating in the U.S. No arrests. Yeah, honest to God. Day one of the presidency, easy presidency, I will declare war on Nigeria. If we are going to war against South American nations for drugs, we should be willing to go to war for this. Okay? And the U.S. is in on this. The FBI won't comment on specifics of cases, citing the ongoing investigation. The teen sextortion ring 764, which has tentacles in Russia, Europe, Africa, and the U.S. On December 3rd, 5 U.S.-based members of an offshoot organization, not kidding, known as Greggy's Cult. Oh, God. How many G's? 3 G's. I mean, it's like our Greg has a cult called Greggy's Cult. It's too ridiculous to make up. There it is. Greggy's Cult. Shit. Of course, the name of the group is named after a guy named Greg. Shit. You can't make this stuff up. 5 U.S. members of Greggy's Cult, including 1 Navy sailor, were indicted by the Department of Justice. The FBI describes 764 as a violent online network that seeks to destroy civilized society through the corruption and exploitation of vulnerable populations, which often include minors. U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi called the network one of the most heinous online child exploitation enterprises we have ever encountered, a network built on terror, abuse, and the deliberate targeting of children. So if Pam Bondi is in on it, holy shit, that means Trump knows about this. We need Trump. If he's going to go ahead and blow up drug boats, I need to see a video of some structure that is suspected to be part of 764 or Greggy's cult and blowing it up. That's what we need to see. I think that if it was proven that Trump actually blew up Greggy's cult or 764 operations, he would get a third term in office. Nigeria has a lot of oil, too. It's time for a quote-unquote humanitarian mission. Bread Bowl Brain Chris says Black Mirror episode coming true again. Never watched it. Tophus wrote this. He says in the 1970s, it might be copied and pasted, I don't know, U.S. involvement in South America focused on Cold War anti-communism, backing right-wing military dictatorships and Operation Condor. Wait, what are you sending me this for? What does this have to do with what we're talking about? Yeah, TLDR. Big fella. Tophus says we've done this shit before. Are you suggesting bombing a country over dick pics of kids? We've done this before, or I don't understand. Yeah, that's a TLDR ticket. You can't, it's illegal in the chat. Getting involved in regime change. Yeah, I don't even care about that. I'm talking about just blow up the whole country. I don't even care about a regime change. That's not what I'm talking about. It's just, it's a way to, if the whole country is blown up, no chances for these fucking psychos to sextort children. Hello, friends. Your old pal Eric Zane with a word about ultra premium CBD gummies with real botanicals from my friends over at Secret Nature. This is like the best thing that's happened to me in a long time. I partnered with them. You can learn more at secretnature.com/Zane, and you'll also get a special deal there. But my gosh, during the daytime, I've got a daytime gummy that helps me stay focused, gives me steady lift. It's a fantastic, clean vibe within my system. Prior to Secret Nature, I found during the day that I was up and down, and I was like, what is happening to me? But ever since I started using the ultra premium CBD gummies with real botanicals from Secret Nature, those problems are in the past. And people say to me, easy, when you're talking about this, what do you mean by a clean feeling? I'd say steady, balanced, not overpowering. I just get more done and feel better throughout the day. Probably because Secret Nature is organic, farm-grown, never lab-made. Ultra-premium CBD gummies with real botanicals. Nothing extra. The best in the business. Bliss is what I use during the day for clear focus and productive flow. I want to wind down? Snoozers. Unwind and rest at the end of the day. Consistent, measured CBD per gummy, so there's no guessing. Intentional formulations that feel clean and slot naturally into your routine. Now, this is where you try it. Get 30% off your first order at secretnature.com with code ZANE. That's secretnature.com, code ZANE. Try Bliss during the day, Snoozers in the evening, and let me know how it goes. Again, 30% off your first order at secretnature.com with code ZANE. Secretnature.com, code ZANE. Secret Nature. Hey, it's Eric Zane, and UncommonGoods.com is a great place to shop for the holidays. I just picked up a Himalayan salt barbecue plank. It's a square, 8 inches by 8 inches, 1.5 inches thick, made of Himalayan salt. You put it on the grill, and your veggies on top of the Himalayan salt barbecue plank. Oh my gosh. What a way to season the veggies with the Himalayan salt barbecue plank. Just one of the thousands of items for sale for everyone at UncommonGoods.com. I love that when you're shopping for Christmas gifts at UncommonGoods.com, you've got stuff for readers, for nerds, for travelers, for foodies, sports fans, for music lovers. Everything under the sun can be found at UncommonGoods.com. The kids are like, Dad, what do you want for Christmas? And I go, well, just go to UncommonGoods.com and find something that you know I'll like. And you can do the same thing. And I've got a special deal for you. Make this holiday the year you give something truly unforgettable. To get 15% off your next gift, go to UncommonGoods.com/Zane. That's UncommonGoods.com/Zane. You'll get 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary. Tyler says, I saw the length of that chat entry and noped myself out of reading it. Yeah. Come on. Anyway. So, I guess encourage your kids to share pics of their dick since they're obviously not going to follow the rules with the phone. Or at least just say to them, hey, just so you know, somebody's going to ask you to see. So, Megan, you or Brian has to talk to your children. Okay? Now, you have a boy and a girl. So, I don't know if the boy does the boy work and the girl does the girl work. I don't know. Does that ever happen when parents talk to their kids about something like this? You know, like parents might be more likely, I think, to handle this type of subject matter with like dance around the issue without just coming out and saying it. Megan says, Eric, this has legit been an anxiety point for me lately, probably because of the same article you read. Yeah. And like I said, I know someone who's going through this. She says, we don't dance around it. We are a straight to the point family. I think you have to use frank language. So, parent A goes up to child A and says, hey, so somebody's going to ask to see your cock. Don't send it because then the whole world is going to see your cock or they're going to demand money. All right? So if you're going to send your dick, only send pics of your dick to approved sources. Megan says, my kids don't and won't have social media. Bryson is 15 and has none. We have phones on lockdown, at least I think. That for me, that would be tough. Megan says, I will go home and say it exactly that way. I could start I could record on Patreon only. A for your kids message. I could do the dirty work where you hire me and I would then explain, hey, it's a Eric Zane message your parents don't want to have with you moment. All right. So here's the scenario. This is what you're doing. Some of you are going to get a message from some hot chick, and they're going to want to see your cock. Just know that it's not a hot chick. It's some guy named Umbibi Click from Nigeria. All right? Picture the guy who took over the boat on fucking Captain Phillips. That's who you're sending your cock to. Umbibi Click is then going to demand your money. And if you don't, he's going to share this picture with all your friends somehow. So if you're going to give pictures of your dick away, only do it to approved sources. That is my advice to you. Rebecca says, please make sure someone is filming your kids' reactions, please. I think there's an opportunity here for EZ to make money. To not only be hilarious, but to give you some really, really great moments to share with your child in the frankest way. All right? I will do cameos to have that's a great... I don't know why you guys always have to tell me what to do. It's fantastic. I never get these things on my own, but this is a fantastic idea. Megan, hire him on Cameo to do it. So basically, EZ gives your kids advice on Cameo. So if your kids want to know about the dangers, what can happen with premarital sex, I can do that. The dangers of showing your dick to anyone. Megan says, how much to have Eric Zaitunian give this talk? Well, so let's just say, for the sake of this discussion, you wanted me to have the discussion about sending your penis pics. Whatever, I will do one topic per Cameo. So if you hired me on Cameo, you then just tell me what you want me to discuss. And then I will do that. And then you share it with your child. All right? That's all. So I don't know. I forgot what I charge on Cameo. I think it's like $10 or $15. It's been a long time since I've done one. I haven't done one in a while. I don't really promote it. I should promote it because my cameos are fun and the best. I should talk about my cameos. Cameo.com/Eric Zane. That's where you find that. Cameo.com/Eric Zane. Hire me to have tough conversations with your children. Your parents hired me to have a frank conversation with you about all of these things. So if your kid sucks at school, I will have that conversation. I will give them that pep talk. Why are you so shitty at being a student? Do you want to be poor for the rest of your life? You know who's not going to be poor? The kid who does his homework. All right? If you think you're cool by not doing your homework, you're going to get no puss. If some chick knows you're an E student. Nick offers a great piece of advice. Never go on dates with profiles that don't have full body pictures. Oh, that goes without saying. Tophus says, EZ here. Don't send dick pics because someone will fuck you in the ass with them. I always love it when people are like, oh, yeah, we can't have that type of bad language with the children. Yeah. You got to understand, they've been talking like that for years. You just don't know it. And I've never grown up. I talk the same way now that I talked when I was like 12. Donut Dan says, do you want to be smart or just some dipshit that plays football and gets CTE? Megan said, kids need to hear the word motherfucker. Rebecca says, I keep hearing you say frank discussion, and I hear your impression of that old broadcaster dude from MSU. Oh, you remember from BBL, Spartan Roundtable with, what was that guy's name? He got it. Linda knows. He does Spartan basketball. Will Tiemann. A frank discussion. I don't want to do it because it hurts my throat. I'm too old to do those types of impressions that hurt my throat. Can only call out one of those that hurt my throat when I'm doing like an impression of Amanda. All right. I have no idea how we got on that topic. This is a rarity, but I have to go to the potty again. I don't often do this twice a show, but today is the day. I drank a bunch of water earlier, trying to get my bowels moving. I believe I'm bound up. And that happens when you're eating too much protein. I need more fiber. I'm glad I shared that with you. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Rebecca says, fun fact. In the state of Michigan, anyone with a bachelor's degree can be a substitute teacher. Easy as the sub in the classroom of asshole kids would be the best content ever. Well, yeah, but then I'd have to, rat out the kids or tell the stories, and then somebody would find out about it. It'd be a huge waste of time. It'd be ugly, and I'd get canceled. Frankly, I'm surprised I made it through this semester at the college. Probably because it's college. But it is a very conservative college. It's just a matter of time till I get canceled. It's coming. Bound to happen. If you have anything else on an AMA, that would be great. Donut Dan said if you did that easy, you'd set a world record for getting fired. Somebody had asked me recently, not on here, but asked me how O'Neill is. And you can see his nose there. He's right by my side, as he always is. And he is doing fine. I mean, there's really no news. Every day he takes his chemotherapy medicine. He takes a steroid. He drinks a lot of water. And that's it. He has a appointment coming up in a couple of weeks. And they will tell me that he's in remission. And that's pretty much a given with this type of canine cancer, multiple myeloma, canine variety. But, and it's a slow go, but it probably will come back. And we'll treat him again and then hope for the best. But so I just love him up all the time now. Thank you for asking. Stevie with favorite kind of sushi. Any kind I'm eating. I was a late bloomer to the sushi game, by the way. Oh, my God. When I eat sushi, I eat so much of it, it's painful. I have to be very careful not to overeat. I don't even like thinking about it right now because I'm starving right now. I can't say I'm starving right now. I was starving earlier today, but when I'm fasting like this each day, it wears off. The hunger wears off when you start to burn fat as the hours pass. It's a great feeling. If you've ever fasted, you know what I'm talking about. 16 hours and then you eat. I'm even a fan because not everybody, when they eat their sushi, they eat it raw. Sometimes it's cooked. Some of the protein in there is actually cooked meat, whatever it may be. But I like raw sushi, raw salmon, raw tuna. Oh, my God. Yes. Caviar sprinkled on top, which is remarkable. It's fish eggs. Why is that good? It's outstanding. Let's see. What are we talking about now? I talked about the turtle dying. I talked about Justin Herbert. It's kind of a dick. Talked about this horrible story with the teenagers. There is a local creeper. Speaking of sexual exploitation of minors, this guy's a teacher. Former teacher. The community known in Michigan as Ravenna, which I'm pretty sure is like near the community of Muskegon, Michigan. Here he is. That is a booking photo of Paul Moscow. High school teacher. Federal charges. He pled November 18th to sexual exploitation of a minor. He was initially charged months earlier in February at the state level with 2 counts of possessing child sexual abuse material and 2 counts of using a computer to commit a crime. Federal charges in June. Court documents say they stem from inappropriate photos on a cell phone. These crimes took place in September and October of 2024 in Muskegon and Ottawa counties, according to the document. Masco, I don't know how you say it, was a special education teacher at Ravenna High School, and allegations arose of inappropriate relationship with a student. Okay, so I don't know if this guy peruses sexydownsyndrome.com or what, but he was having, according to this, an inappropriate relationship with a student, and he is a special ed teacher. I don't know if I want to live in a world if there's actually a website called sexydownsyndrome.com. Ravenna Public Schools said he was placed on administrative leave, and now he's going to be sentenced. He has to wait till March to be sentenced, so hopefully he'll stay locked up until March. Enjoy the winter. And then, you know how you hear terrible things about chomos in prison. Like, if you're a child molester or you're into kids, that's like the end of the line for you when you go to prison. But I think if you add in it the element that it was a student of his and he's a special ed teacher, the prison population, they are going to find that out. You might be better served just getting it out of the way. Because if they find out about it, and they will find out about it, it's going to be ugly. Just walk into the yard day one and say, so you know, this is what I did. All right, this is what I've been doing. This is what I did with my free time. Rather than be an educator of special education children, the most vulnerable, I was having sex with one of my students. My God. Red Bull Brain Chris says special ed, just shoot him. Shoot the fucker in the cock, Tofus says. That website should never be a thing. Tofus says keep him alive. Turns out I won't search anything on my work computer. Yeah, good move. If I give you a suggestion like that, no, it's probably real, but it's a joke at the same time. Like the film Inglourious Bastards, tattoo the crime on their forehead. O'Neill, come here, big fella. Oh, there you are. I'm almost done. I think he's got to go potty because he drinks a lot of water. That's my guy. Side note, AMA. How much dog clothes does the Eric Zane house own? Do all the animals wear clothes? No. Just Bruce and Benny. They're the only ones that get cold. My daughter Jackie, though, has a whole wardrobe for her dog, Cece. All right. As always, thank you to the sponsors. Kuiper Tree Care. They'll cut down your trees you don't want. 616-828-8225. They're awesome. Great place to have any type of tree work done. Maybe not in the winter, but if you're planning some for the summer, keep them in mind. KuiperTreeCare.com. They can give you an estimate. I think they can still cut your tree down in the winter. or if you take any damage from a storm, they can help you. KuiperTreeCare.com, online at KUIPER treecare.com. Be thinking of the asshole of the day today. There's a lot. You can go with the country of Nigeria. You can go with Paul Moscow, this predator we just talked about from Ravenna. Thank you to Merchant Automotive. They're online at merchant-automotive.com. If you got a diesel vehicle, Duramax engine, Allison transmission, and you need service on it, this is who you reach out to. They're in Zeeland, Michigan. They're awesome. They will fix anything that is going wrong with your vehicle. I know a lot of folks who drive in a vehicle that has a Duramax or an Allison or both. They're the gearheads who DIY stuff. You've got hundreds of DIY kits that you can buy at merchant-automotive.com from anywhere in the U.S. that can improve the performance of your vehicle. Thank you to Pinball Land. Head up to Pinball Land, especially during the time off for the vacation, for the holidays. Take the kids there. You don't have to take the kids there. You can go there. $9 for an hour, unlimited play at Pinball Land. For not only pinball, but retro arcade gaming fun. $15 for 2 hours, $20 all day. Pinball Land in Rockford, Michigan. Buy now, refinance later with the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. 231-332-6505. They are the best. That's 231-332-6505. Get started on your mortgage today with Mario from anywhere in the U.S. Also, if you get your insurance through the marketplace and, you're just going to let it roll over to next year, that might cost you some money. Reach out to Frank Fuss right now. Sign up at appointmentwithfrank.com and get on the books to talk with Frank about your Affordable Care Act insurance policy. With the changes and the changing of the law happening, it's going to make things a little crazy for you if you just let it roll into next year. Have Frank help you out and take all the worry out of that. Donut Dan says the Predator is obvious, but why give him any more press? And then he says Chargers quarterback is the asshole of the day. Justin Herbert? Yesterday was racist Cinnabon bitch. She now has $100,000. Thank you for lifting me up and getting me through the show when I had no material to share with you. Justin Herbert, your asshole of the day. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day. I'll talk to some of you on the Patreon. Sign up for free at 7 days, patreon.com/Eric Zane. You all are the best. Have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye.